Oh, baby. It's here. It's here! Here it is, guys. If you watched my upload from a few days ago, you know that we bought a Tekno EB48 2.2 8-scale racing buggy. This is going to be my first RC race-specific car, and it's going to be my first RC kit. I'm very excited to rip into this. It's going to take a couple weeks before we can find the completion of the build, and there's a couple things that we still have to order. We know that the project is officially started because it says Tekno EB48 2.2 on the new whiteboard I just put up, and I thought that would help me keep track of what we need to do and what we still need to buy. There are a couple things we need to buy, like tires and wheels and paint for the body. And just for funsies, I'm also planning to get an extra body and have that painted professionally, just to use at actual race events and not to practice with. And I'm not going to drive very well, but the car's going to look damn good. Not doing very well. Let's go ahead, get the hobby knife, and let's start unboxing this pig. So I got a little excited. I saw that the package was out for delivery, and I went out to get some coffee at like 8:30 this morning. And I figured I'd check into the post office just to see if my USPS driver had left the facility yet, and they hadn't. And the package was going to require a signature. So I figured I'd pop in there just in case I had to run out for firefighter duties or anything like that, and I didn't want to miss the package today. By all means necessary. So I was able to stop into USPS, pick up the package, sign for it, and we were good to go. All right, big reveal right here. Cardboard. Oh, here it is. All right, so first things first, Fierce RC sent us some decals, which is super rad. So thanks a lot, Pete, for sending us some decals. Those look great. Of course, we got a packing slip, some packing material, and we'll throw that away. All right, so let's start taking some things out of the box. So first here we have this kit from 1UP Racing that includes some greases and oils. Where are we at? There we are. So this will have like O-ring grease, ring and pinion grease. I believe it comes with bearing oil and a couple other things. So that's a neat little package. We have a 16-tooth pinion gear for our motor. It looks like I must have accidentally put 2 of these grease kits in my cart and not one, so I guess we got plenty of grease and lubrication to last us for a while. We also have a 15-tooth pinion gear. We have a 4mm and 5mm turnbuckle wrench that I did not have yet. And we have a Tekno pit mat. Necessary? Not really, but I thought it'd be nice to have a decent pit mat to take to the track when that time comes. So we're also going to be building the car on that. And then, of course, the star of the show, get this box out of here, the Tekno EB48 2.2. There are a couple other pieces, as you might know, that I'm waiting on as well, including the transmitter, motor, ESC, servo. There were a couple other things from, I believe it was A-Main that I ordered that should get here in a couple days. I think there are some things showing up tomorrow, and I think there are some things showing up in 2 days. Of course, it helps to be able to get the lid off the box. All right. All right, guys, here we are. So, of course, we have our, I believe this is diff fluid. Yep, it should be the diff fluid. And then that also comes with our black grease and our blue thread lock. And, of course, we have our wing, which is nice. I plan on running a white wing for the color scheme we're going to be running. And, of course, we have the Tekno body. Like I said, I plan on getting a body professionally painted, and when I do that, I might go with a wide body and then get the wide guards for the chassis, but we'll see. I don't know if that's going to happen yet. All right, we got one big old bag of parts here. I can see shock springs, I can see O-rings, I can see rod ends, I can see lots of stuff in here. I see a battery strap. Lots of stuff. Looks like I see our servo horn there. It says 25 teeth on there. I see a chassis brace. So that's one bag. And then we got two bags. This is a significantly heavier bag with lots of stuff. I see we got our suspension arms. Looks like everything for our diffs is going to be in here. Let's see. I see carriers, caster blocks, all sorts of good stuff. Bag B, C, D, probably an A. So it looks like this is going to be our starting point for the build. So we'll be ripping into this once we start building. And then we have our chassis. It's a little bit lighter than I expected, but it looks like it's milled and machined quite nicely. I can't wait. Let's rip that bag open. Yeah, I'm surprised at how light this chassis actually is. And of course, I have nothing to compare it to because this is my first buggy. This is my first build. But I mean, the machining is super nice. It's very high quality. The coating that's on here is very consistent. It just looks great. It'll be really, really cool once we start attaching some things to this. And then it'll start to really look like a car. And then, of course, we have our instruction manual. And if you guys know anything about Tekno, you know that these instruction manuals are absolutely second to none based on the other kit instructions I've looked at. I know Associated has very good instructions for their kits, but looking at that one online and comparing it to this one online, this one is hands down better. So we got some decals, of course, from Tekno. These look like window masks for our body. And then, guys, take a look at this manual here. Everything's colored. Everything outlines very well what needs grease, what needs thread lock. So we'll be following along with this just for actual size comparisons, because I believe most of the parts that they have listed that tell you here's what you need, I think more often than not, that's actual true size. And so if you're not sure of what screw you need to be using, if there's multiple size screws, you can throw it on the page and see which one it matches up with. Instructions on filling the shocks and bleeding the shocks, your electronic installation, all that jazz. Heck yeah, man. Big thanks again, like I said, to Fierce RC Solutions, guys. FierceRCSolutions.com. Make sure you send Pete an order. He's always got great deals going on. If you have any questions or anything at all about any of his inventory, he will answer it. He is on the game. He's on the ball. He knows his stuff. He's been super, super helpful for us to be able to get this build going.